What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Evercrisis video. Alright guys, first off I just want to talk real quick about the whole event coming up. We're going to be doing a quick build and how to properly prepare, even if you didn't pull for the Aerith Prism Rod, or if you don't have Sephiroth's Dark Heavens, or if you're just missing overall weapons for wind damage. Lightning, I think Thunder people are pretty prepared for. I'm not too worried about it, but we're going to do everything we possibly can here to help you guys get ready for this upcoming event. So, first off, there is a Materia event going on right now. Okay, so if you are lacking in Materia equipment or items, enhancement items, this is the time to actually start doing it, especially for the wind section. So in the synthesis section, you can see here for 6 days, people have 20% higher chance to increase their synthesis drops, right, from the quest themselves. So a lot of you guys should be focusing here a little bit and getting this ready for the upcoming event. Focus on this. Secondly, if you haven't done so, make sure that you guys have the arrow blow recipe in your pocket. If you don't, then you're gonna have a lot of problems. Okay, now to get that recipe, you simply need to go into the, I think it's the Low Ruins normal dungeon, complete it, and you should be able to get that drop. So there's arrow blow there. Next time, what you need to do then is actually go ahead and start creating some of your materia. So let's just show you guys real quick how it's going to be done and how you want to tackle this. Okay, so in order to synthesize, you simply go into here, go into your arrow and your arrow blow materia and start synthesizing. Now the best way to synthesize this, of course, is using your add materials. You want to do 10 of these for sure. Okay, that puts you at 307. Have 370 of these. That puts you at ×2 substat. Now if you have the purple synthesis, you only need to do 3. I only have 2. You guys can see here it stopped. So I'm not going to do all of that. I'm going to stop here, and instead of doing 10, I'm going to do 7. Okay, guarantees me ×2 substat. So go ahead and do that, and then you synthesize. Now what you're aiming for essentially is to get at least a 3-star arrow materia, whether it's arrow or arrow blow. You guys can see here I've been, synthesizing quite a few. Let's go ahead and claim all. So they're all 2 stars. Now here's the thing with 2 stars. It's not bad necessarily. The way it works out is you want to look at the substats, and that's what's really going to drive you on whether you want to continue with these or not. So some of these, so this one's actually not bad, but the problem is it's arrow blow, so magic attack is useless. So these are all garbage. So what you end up doing instead is you go to enhance, go to your materia, find your best arrows, and just use those ones as your synthesis material, okay, or your enhancement material. So find one that you really like. So for example, this one's not very good. This is level 5. Let's see, this is a good healing one, right? But there's no magic on there. If you look here, this one has heal and HP again, and this one here, this one has physical attack, where you don't want that for arrow, and this one here is physical attack and HP as well. So those are the kind of things you kind of want to watch out for. Now the beauty of materia is there's an opportunity each time, right? You see all these equipments, they're all going to be garbage, so I'm going to remove all this. An easy way to kind of identify which ones you want to keep and which ones you don't want to keep is just lock the ones you like, right? The other ones that are equipped you can use as synthesis material, or as sorry, not synthesis material, but as enhancement material. I keep saying synthesis. But you guys can see here there's a couple that aren't bad. Like this one's actually really good. So let's go ahead and lock this one and enhance it. Now if you don't know how materia works yet, the way it does work is you can use existing materia that you have. So let's just use all those. Enhance this. Now you guys can see there's an opportunity to raise some of these and also unlock a 4th one. Now also when you enhance, you have the ability to not only get the materia up a star, but you also have the ability to get Aurora right there. You see that? Now this one is going to show you that it does become Aurora once you upgrade it. But once you upgrade, you also have the opportunity here to get this to a higher rank level. It's a very rare chance, but it does happen. So this one stay 2-star. Okay, so there you guys go. So you guys can keep this, use it or not. It's up to you. So this is now a heal, physical attack, and HP one. Unfortunately, because it is Aurora, you want it to be magic attack, but that's the weakest that it has. So this one's a bust now, and we're going to end up using this probably as food as well too. Okay, so remember, this can be pushed to level 10 once you upgrade it, but the upgrade itself only happens at level 5. You can only see the star upgrade at level 5. At level 10, the only thing you're going to see difference is the substat change. So keep that in mind. So very important, guys, to push this. Now, once you're done creating the materia you like, the next thing is to set up a party that's going to be focused on thunder and wind, right? So this here, guys, is my arrow team for the current event that's going on with the Pumpkin Fest, right? So this team here is a prime example of how you could set it up and make a couple tweaks accordingly, right? So for the first thing you want to note is that Cloud is built to do arrow blow, defaith in case there's any magical mobs, and he's my thunder build, right? So he is going to be the one that's going to be primarily doing thunder damage. So you ideally want to have a main thunder damage dealer with an off arrow build, and then you want to have a main arrow build with an off thunder build, and then of course your healer can do heals and then both elements as well too. So you want everybody to be able to do every element out there, but one focusing specifically on one and another on another. So a couple things I want to note. Physical attack and magic attack are going to be the primary focus of your builds, okay? Always make those stats your primary stats. So Cloud is a physical damage dealer, so physical attack will take precedence over anything else. Sephiroth is going to be my magic dealer. Magic attack will take precedence over everything else. And then Aerith is going to be a mixed bag of everything, but healing and HP is going to be her primary focus. Now, the main thing to note in this build, this is for the Pumpkin event. I don't have Thunder on Sephiroth and I don't have Thunder on Aerith. That's going to have to change, of course. And then, of course, introducing a sigil on each character is going to be important as well. Couple things to note. Number one, your materia will also be upgraded by your support materia on your weapon. So for example, if I put a physical attack materia, which arrow blow is, it will increase arrow blow's damage by 20%. Also, your weapons are going to dictate how much your materia do damage as well too, right? So outside of having physical attack, the next thing you want to do is put a little bit of focus on the actual damage of the potency of the element. So for example, if I want to increase wind potency for my arrow blow, let's say Cloud is not my... Actually, let's just not use Cloud. Let's use Sephiroth as an example. We're going to make him our main arrow damage dealer, okay? Let's say I want arrow to do more damage. Well, in order to do that, I need to also increase the arrow damage that I get from my sub weapon. So for example, if I want to take the parasol out, right, and I can sacrifice a little bit of HP, I can put in this, for example, the Apocalypse, which will give me boost attack 14 plus boost wind potency. Or even better, if you look through the through your characters, you can see that Lucia here has a weapon called the Pulse Gun, which I've talked about numerous times here, and you can add her Pulse Gun in there, which will give you even more attack and more wind potency. If I equip this instead, you guys can see here the HP drops, obviously the magic attack stayed the same, but now I have wind potency at +2 level 2, right, which increases the damage of all my wind abilities by 15%. So you're gonna have to play a little bit here, guys, to figure out what works best for your weapon. So for example, this here, right, gives me magic attack at really high, so I want that. I don't want to lose the flame projector, but I also don't want the fire potency because I don't need it for this event. So you may want to take this out and put in the Pulse Gun instead, and then add in more HP because Sephiroth does need more HP to survive. Like I mentioned before, HP is going to be a primary focus on all your characters because survivability is key. So going back here and maybe re-equipping the Parasol might be a better move for you, even though you can see here the magic attack drop, his HP skyrocketed, right? So you're gonna have to look and play out how to build this. Now the main thing to remember is your wind potency should not take precedence over your magic attack, right? So this magic attack here is way more important. So again, pushing it to level 5 will make a bigger difference because all of your moves get affected by magic attack and not just arrow. So your thunder will be affected, your limit breaks will be affected, etc., right? So this here might not be the best choice for Sephiroth unless it's really, really high and I have enough magic attack to substitute. So going back to what I said before, having magic attack increased, right, and losing the wind potency in this case is a better choice because look, this pushes me to level 5, which gives me the 30%, versus the wind potency, if I were to do this, only gives me the extra what? That's what, 7 to 8%, no, 9% more. So it's not 10%, it's 9%. And also keeping in mind that it only affects wind and not every other element that I have that magic attack does. Right now I do lose a little bit of boost attack here. Obviously I lose the percentage here, the 2%. Again, 2% is really not that big of a deal because overall this does more for me. So putting this on still makes more sense. But remember, your wind sub-weapons, your wind potency sub-weapons or your secondary weapons will affect how much wind damage you do for your materia as well. So a lot of people need to remember that. So I'm going to rebuild this whole thing to have thunder and to have wind. And then when the event is out, I'll show you guys my full build and you guys can see how I'm running it and what I'm doing with it and how you should set up as well. For now, I'm gonna go ahead and play around with this and build. So here's a little tip for you guys, okay? So if you go to, let's say this is my arrow build for the event, but I wanna also alter it a little bit. If you go to swap mode, go copy, okay? So you see while I was watching this, go to a brand new section of your page, let's say this one, and then paste it, okay? This way you get the build as is, and you can call it something else. You can call it, let's just call it La Pena Dungeon, sorry. We'll call it Dungeon Event, okay? There you go. That way, I'm not touching my event one, which is my normal arrow build, and instead I have a copy and paste for this one, and now I can add Thunder and adjust it accordingly. Now the last part here I want to talk about, guys, of course, is farming Ramu. Now because it is going to be a Thunder Elemental dungeon included, he's going to be your best choice for your summon. Now, regards to getting Judgment Bolt, a lot of people are not going to be able to do that. It's free to play, obviously. That bug still does exist if you need help on getting it done. I haven't personally done it. I promise you guys I wouldn't. I'm going to try to do it for real. So for me, it's going to be farming him for Thunderlance, right? Which is his #1 summon attack, not his primary, which is Judgment Bolt. So Thunderlance will still do quite a bit of damage. It is single target, but it is going to do enough damage to bring it as your main LB specifically for Cloud. If you're going to build him as a lightning potency character, it'll do more damage for Ramu as well too. So having him there will be pretty critical for your increase in ranking. Now if you take this seriously, you're probably going to want to farm this. If you're going to do this for fun, he's not a necessity, of course, but again, helping you clear content easier, Ramu is there for that. Okay, so make sure, guys, if you are going to be spending stamina on anything, it's going to be on Materia, the event itself, and then getting Ramu Thunderlance at least maxed out. And again, if you can't get Judgment Bolt, it's not the end of the world. It does help a lot more, obviously, having it, but again, having anything in place with him is going to be better than having like Hellfire or Shiva, right? Okay, guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope these tips helped. If you have any comments or questions, let me know in the comment section. I'll see you guys in the next one.